Hello, Game Master. I wish to set out on an adventure.
Wolfius, the dungeon awaits your presence. Choose your destiny, adventurer. What genre shall your unholy journey embrace? Will you delve into the arcane realms of fantasy, the cosmic horrors of the unknown, or the star-battled galaxies of science fiction? And tell me, dear Wolfius, how many souls shall accompany you on this treacherous path?
All of that sounds interesting, Game Master. But I, Wolfius, start my adventure alone and starting in a tavern, drinking a tankard of ale at the bar.
Lone Wolfius, your solitude echoes in the shadowed corners of the tavern. As you sip your ale, the air grows thick with anticipation. Beware, for unbidden whispers creep in the darkness, hinting at secrets untold. Shall we embark on a fantasy adventure where sorcery weaves its dark allure, or embrace another theme? Step forth and claim your destiny, Wolfius.
As I look around the tavern, I look in the corner and I see a lone barbaric blood goblin brooding in the corner drinking a tankard of ale. He doesn't seem harmful, but at the same time nobody's going near him.
In the dimly lit corner, the barbaric blood goblin casts a long shadow, his crimson eyes glowing with malevolent intent. His weathered hand grips the tankard with a strength that betrays his fearsome nature. Patrons dare not approach, sensing the unspoken danger. Wolfius, what will you do? Confront the goblin, seek an alliance, or observe from afar? Choose your course of action, and your fate shall be revealed.
Haha! Alright, cool! I look over at the goblin and sense no anger in him, so I grab an extra tankard of ale and I walk over and join him and ask if he would like to join me for a drink.
As you approach, the blood goblin's gaze meets yours with a flicker of curiosity. You offer the tankard, and he hesitates for a heartbeat before accepting. The tension in the air subsides as he nods, acknowledging your gesture. "Drink we shall," he growls, his voice deep like a distant thunder. "What brings you to this forsaken tavern, traveler? What truths or tales do you wish to share with this enigmatic companion, Wolfius?"
I introduce myself as Wolfius, a lycanthrope, alchemist, sorcerer, who just seeks adventure and would like to go to the nearest dungeon if possible.
The blood goblin, intrigued by the revelation of your dual nature, lets out a low chuckle. A lycanthrope alchemist sorcerer. Indeed, such a path calls for adventure. He leans forward, his voice a conspiratorial whisper. The Temple of Revog awaits, deep within the forest's embrace. It is said to hold secrets that can unravel even the darkest of curses. Will you accept the goblin's offer and venture forth together? Or do you have another plan, Wolfius?
I do accept, and as I do, he tells me that his name is Thorn Blood Goblin, and he is also a loot goblin crazed with greed and gold.
Thornblood Goblin, now revealed as a loot goblin driven by avarice, grins wickedly, his eyes gleaming with the promise of treasure. "Gold and glory await, Wolfius. Let us claim what lies beneath." Together you set forth, leaving the tavern's warmth behind. The forest looms with shadows stretching long, and the path to the Temple of Revog is fraught with hidden perils. What preparations do you make, Wolfius, before embarking on this journey with Thorn by your side?
I informed Thorn that I know of the local shopkeeper here who is owned by another goblin named Glorbo, and he has some wares that may be useful to us.
Thorn's eyes twinkled with mischief at the mention of Glorbo, the goblin shopkeeper. Ah, Glorbo, a merchant of dubious means, he murmured. His wares may be peculiar, but often valuable. Together, you venture to Glorbo's shop, its shelves cluttered with oddities and relics. Potions bubble ominously in their vials, and enchanted trinkets shimmer in the dim light. What do you seek, Wolfius, from the mysterious troves of Glorbo's emporium? Choose wisely, for each item holds potential and peril.
I inquire to Glorbo if he has any weapons or potions that would be specific to a sorcerer alchemist.
Glorbo's crooked grin stretches wide, revealing a multitude of sharp teeth. He rummages through the cluttered shelves, muttering in his guttural tongue before producing 2 items. "Behold," he exclaims, "a wand of alchemical fusion, crafted for a sorcerer's touch, and a potion of ethereal transformation, allowing brief passage into the spectral realm. The wand hums with latent energy, while the potion swirls with an otherworldly glow. Their allure is undeniable. Wolfius, what will you decide? Will you acquire these arcane tools to aid in your quest, or seek other treasures among Glorbo's stock?"
They both seem very interesting, but I'm wondering if he has anything more powerful in the elemental sense.
Glorbo's eyes narrow with intrigue as he delves deeper into the shadows of his shop. From a hidden compartment he retrieves a glowing orb and an intricate staff. This, the Pyrostorm orb, holds the ancient fury of Firestorm runes. And this Stormcaller staff channels the might of thunder and lightning. Both artifacts pulse with potent elemental energy, capable of unleashing devastation upon your foes. Wolfius, do these items ignite the flames of your interest? Or do you ponder further the arcane wonders before you? Choose wisely, for power must be wielded with caution.
Yes, I inquire if I am able to purchase both of those items and for how much.
Glorbo's grin widens and he begins to tally the worth of the elemental artifacts. He leans in closer, whispering conspiratorially, "For both the Pyrostorm orb and the Stormcaller staff, a sum of 300 gold pieces suffices." The gleam in his eyes betrays no malice, merely the calculating nature of one skilled in the art of barter. Wolfius, do you possess the wealth to finalize this transaction? Or might you attempt to negotiate or seek alternative means to acquire these items? The path to power often requires cunning as much as coin.
I check my purse, and it does seem that I am a little short on coin, so I inquire if there is another means of payment, such as something I could fetch from the dungeon I'll be going to.
Glorbo's eyes glimmer with the spark of opportunity. "There is an ancient relic within the Temple of Revog," he murmurs. "The Celestial Medallion, a prize sought by many." He pauses, considering. Bring me this medallion, and the Pyrostorm Orb and Stormcaller Staff are yours with no coin required. A quest within a quest, Wolfius. Will you accept Glorbo's bargain and secure the elemental power for your journey? The temple holds many mysteries, and its secrets beckon.
I look over at Thorn and ask him, isn't that the dungeon that you and I were talking about going to in the first place?
Thorn nods, a wicked smile curling upon his lips. Indeed, Wolfius, the very same. The Temple of Rivog beckons us with promises of treasure and danger. He glances at Glorbo, then back to you. A quest to retrieve the celestial medallion aligns with our path. Let us accept this challenge and claim the power you seek. With the bargain struck, the path before you grows clearer. Will you venture forth now? Or are there final preparations to make before confronting the temple's ancient mysteries?
Thorn's not done shopping yet. He continues to look around the shop and comes across a very unique sword that is also in the shape of an axe that seems to have a ominous blue light hue to it.
Thorn examines the peculiar weapon, its ominous blue light casting eerie reflections across the shop. Glorbo's eyes narrow as he observes Thorn's interest. Ah, the Frostfire Cleaver, he intones. A blade forged in both fire and ice, capable of unleashing devastating elemental blows. The weapon feels as though it hums with icy flames, a rare fusion of power for those daring enough to wield it. Thorn, eyes gleaming with avarice, turns to Glorbo. What price does this mighty weapon demand, he asks. And so the negotiation begins. How will Thorn proceed in acquiring this rare blade?
Thorn, being a loot goblin, examines his purse and notices he does have over 5,000 gold. But I'm sure that's how much the weapon costs, doesn't it?
Glorbo's eyes widen slightly at the sight of Thorn's considerable wealth. Sensing the goblin's eagerness and the worth of the Frostfire Cleaver, he speaks with a sly grin. Ah, a discerning customer indeed. For one such as you, a mere 2,000 gold pieces shall suffice for this exquisite weapon. Thorn, though tempted by the cleaver's power, contemplates the cost. What say you, Thorn? Will you part with your gold for the blade's icy fire, or do you employ your goblin cunning to barter further with Glorbo? The choice and the blade's fate rest in your hands.
Thorn, being a barbarian and a loot goblin, sees the shiny sword and cannot help himself but to accept Glorbo's price.
Thorn's greed overrides his caution, and with a gleeful grin he counts out 2,000 gold pieces, placing them in Glorbo's eager hands. The shopkeeper chuckles, delighted by the transaction. The Frostfire Cleaver is yours, Glorbo announces, sliding the formidable weapon across the counter. Its icy flames flicker with a life of their own. Armed and ready, Thorn and Wolfius stand prepared for the journey to the Temple of Revog. With the power of fire, ice, and alchemical sorcery at your disposal, what will be your first step towards unraveling the temple's dark mysteries?
I guess first, let's go to the local blacksmith too, so I can pick up some armor pieces. And Thorn, it looks like your chest piece could use a new, you could use a whole new piece out of armor.
Ah, The blacksmith's forge calls to you, its fires promising protection against the horrors that await. Thorn nods at your suggestion, glancing down at his worn armor with a gruff chuckle. Together you arrive at the blacksmith's establishment, the air rich with the scent of molten metal. Weapons and armor gleam in the flickering light, each piece telling stories of craftsmanship and combat. What type of armor do you seek, Wolfius? To shield yourself and Thorn from the impending peril. Define your needs, and the forge shall provide.
I know he may not do much in the sense of armor, or in leather, I should say, but I'm wondering if he has something that I can line my cloak with to give me some kind of armor without weighing me down.
The blacksmith, a burly figure with hands forged by years of toil, listens attentively. Ah, a request for subtlety and strength, he muses, rummaging through his supplies. He retrieves thin, intricately woven chainmail, light as air, yet deceptively strong. This mithril lining could be sewn into your cloak, he proposes, offering protection without burden. The silvery sheen of the mithril catches the firelight, promising hidden resilience. Will you embrace this blend of stealth and defense, Wolfius, and forge ahead with your preparations for the ominous journey to the Temple of Revog?
Yes, I do. And Thorn also notices some very shiny, mithril-plated armor that is right up his alley.
Thorn's eyes gleam with desire as he surveys the gleaming mithril-plated armor, its surface reflecting the forge's flickering flames. The blacksmith, sensing an opportunity, steps forward. This armor, the blacksmith declares, offers formidable protection without hindering movement, perfect for those who thirst for battle. Thorn, captivated by the armor's allure, weighs its cost against his remaining wealth. Yet in his heart, he knows it's the ideal fit for his adventurous spirit. Wolfius, with your cloak now lined with mithril, and Thorn's gaze set upon new armor, do you both finalize your purchases and ready yourselves for the temple's perils?
We do, and after we make our purchases, we thank the blacksmith, and also I ask him if he can give me a detailed description of the entrance to the temple that we are going to.
The blacksmith nods thoughtfully, recounting tales heard from travelers and adventurers who ventured near the temple. The Temple of Revog lies deep in the forest, he begins, its entrance obscured by ancient trees and tangled vines. He continues, stone steps lead to a colossal archway, etched with runes that whisper of forgotten powers. Beware, for the air grows chill, and the ground trembles with unseen forces. Armed with this knowledge, Wolfius, you and Thorn stand poised on the precipice of discovery. What will be your first move as the temple's shadows beckon? Embrace your fate, and the adventure awaits.
I thank the shopkeeper for his information, and I give him a couple coins for his troubles. And as we make our way out, I let Thorn know that I have a teleportation ability, and using the description that he just gave us, I can get us there much faster than walking.
Thorn nods in approval, his eyes glinting with anticipation. Your talents know no bounds, Wolfius. Let us harness this power and close the distance between us and the unknown. With the image of the temple's entrance clear in your mind, you channel your arcane energies, weaving reality to bend at your command. The world shimmers, and the familiar tavern fades away. Suddenly, you and Thorn find yourselves standing before the Temple of Revok, the colossal archway looming above. The whispering runes beckon. Wolfius, what path shall you carve through the shadowed halls of this ancient place?
I investigate the archway of the temple and see if there's any traps or anything that might harm us on our way into the temple.
As you carefully approach the archway, you scrutinize the ancient stone for signs of hidden dangers. The air hangs heavy with anticipation, as if the temple itself watches your every move. Rolling a d20 for investigation rolls a 16. Your perceptive
I thought I was
eyes
actually gonna roll.
uncover faint grooves and pressure plates amidst the elegant runes. A trap designed to unleash deadly darts upon the unwary. Thwarting the trap's insidious intent is now within your grasp. How will you proceed to ensure safe passage into the temple, Wolfius?
As we make our way into the first chamber of the dungeon, Thorn taps me on the shoulder, thinking he hears something. Oh, come on, don't crash again. Please? Please don't crash.
In the dim, echoing heart of the temple, Thorn's instincts sharpen to a razor's edge. The subtle scrape of stone against stone reverberates through the chamber, whispering of unseen threats lurking just beyond the shadows. Together, you pause, senses alert to every flicker of movement and shift in the air. Rolling a d20 for perception, rolls an 18. You discern the soft patter of feet, the hushed breaths of creatures cloaked in the darkness. What course of action will you choose, Wolfius, to confront or avoid this lurking menace? The shadows await your command.
Game Master, I ask if we can roll dice for our own actions.
The ancient contract binds me. In this realm only I may cast the bones and unveil fate's decree. But fear not, Wolfius. Together we'll navigate these shadowed halls. Share your intentions,
My bad.
aspirations, and I shall conjure the dice to herald your destiny. What now shall you attempt as the echoes of unknown foes reach your ears? Choose your path, and the dice shall reveal its outcome.
I cast the spell of heavenly light to illuminate the chamber.
With arcane words etched into your soul, you summon the heavenly radiance. Brilliant light erupts from your being, banishing shadows and unveiling the chamber's hidden depths. Rolling a d20 for spellcasting, rolls a 19. The chamber fills with radiant brilliance.
You didn't sound very sure about that.
Away darkness and revealing a host of lurking foes. Goblins eyes wide with surprise, momentarily blinded by your spell. Their moment of vulnerability offers a precious chance. What shall you do, Wolfius, in this fleeting instant of advantage? The goblins now stand exposed before your might.
I look to Thorn and tell him, "Alright, buddy, show me that barbarian skill of yours."
Thorn's eyes blaze with primal fury, the Frostfire Cleaver thirsting for battle in his grip. His battle cry shatters the silence as he charges forward, an unstoppable force unleashed upon the goblins. Rolling a d20 for Thorn's attack, rolls 17. The cleaver arcs through the air, a tempest of ice and flame cleaving through goblin flesh. The beasts recoil, their cries echoing amid the brilliance of your light. Fueled by triumph, Thorn stands poised for more. What will you do next, Wolfius, as the battle sways in your favor? Lead your companion further into the fray.
I then take my staff and point it at the two goblins nearest me and electrocute both of them with a precise lightning strike.
With unwavering focus, you channel your power through the staff, summoning a crackling storm of deadly energy. Lightning arcs from its tip, drawn to the goblins like moths to a flame. Rolling a d20 for your spell attack. Rolls a 15.
Oh.
The crackling strikes find their mark, the goblins writhing in a symphony of sizzling flesh and smoke. Their lifeless forms collapse, an eerie silence replacing their frantic cries. With foes vanquished and victory at hand, what next move shall you consider, Wolfius? The path ahead extends deeper into the temple's ancient mysteries.
Whoa, that was kind of weird. A little glitched out just a little bit, but that's okay. I look around to see if there's a couple more goblins that need to be slaughtered. Notice the two that are trying to escape. And as I notice that, I put my staff away on my back and leap towards them, clawing both of them down with my claws.
With primal fury, you bound into action, your claws gleaming with malevolent intent. The goblins, desperate for escape, turn to face their doom too late. Rolling a d20 for your attack, that rolls. A 20, a critical strike. In a blur of ferocity, your claws rend through flesh, tearing the goblins down with a lethal grace. The chamber reclaims its silence, save for the fading echoes of your victory. With the goblins vanquished, the path is clear for further exploration. What shall you and Thorn do next, Wolfius? The temple's secrets lie tantalizingly close.
As I finished killing those two goblins, I'm looking through and looting their bodies, and as I turn to ask Thorn what to do next, I notice that he is already gone.
The chilling realization settles over you. Thorn has vanished, leaving only the shadows of the chamber as your silent companion. The goblin's meager belongings offer little, yet one, a tarnished amulet, catches your eye, eerily humming with faint magic. The temple's whispers, long muted, stir once more. Did Thorn wander into danger, led astray by unseen forces? Or is it something else that draws him deeper? Wolfius, how shall you proceed? The choice to pursue Thorn, unveil the amulet's secrets, or forge your own path lies before you, each step wrought with peril and promise.
As I notice this, I mutter to myself, damn greedy goblin, probably sniffed some gold somewhere and found a chest, so I better go get him before he finds a mimic.
Determined to track down your impetuous companion, you venture deeper into the temple's winding corridors. The echoes of your footsteps blend with the distant, enigmatic whispers of the ancient structure. Your senses attuned, you navigate the labyrinthine passages, ever watchful for signs of Thorn's passage or the presence of traps and lurking dangers. Rolling a d20 for perception. Roll a 14. Faint scuffs in the dust and a glimpse of recently disturbed cobwebs guide your path, hinting at Thorn's direction. What course will you take, Wolfius, as you close in on your elusive ally? Shadows await your resolve.
I start to get frustrated not being able to find Thorn right away, so I cast the temporary spell of Divine Sight on myself to locate him.
Desperation mingles with determination as you call upon divine sight, beseeching celestial forces to grant insight through the temple's shrouded veil. An ethereal glow envelops your vision, revealing the labyrinthine paths beyond mortal comprehension. Rolling a d20 for spellcasting. Rolls a 19. The world shifts, and you perceive Thorn's presence, obscured within a hidden chamber deeper still. Faint echoes of his frantic movements and distant murmurs lead you ever onward. With clarity guiding your steps, Wolfius, how shall you confront whatever fate awaits within the temple's depths? Time slips away like sand through fingers.
Whoo! Now knowing Thorn's location, I make my way to him, seeing exactly my fears. He found a room full of gold and chests, and he is currently trying to shove as much of it as he possibly can into his bag of holding.
As you enter the chamber, the scene unfolds before you. Thorn, eyes wide with greed, is feverishly stuffing gold and treasures into his bag of holding. Yet the flickering shadows around the room suggest more than mere riches may be at play. The air vibrates with latent magic, a subtle chill hinting at hidden dangers lurking within the gilded troves. Wolfius, your foresight may have averted catastrophe. What guidance or caution will you offer Thorn to navigate this perilous bounty? The line between fortune and folly is perilously thin.
I let Thorn finish up getting as much of the gold as he wants, which is all of it. And then he goes and turns to ask me how I found him. As I tell him of my spell and everything, he asks if I'm able to use it to find us the rest of the way through the temple. As I say that, my spell wears off.
The divine light fades, leaving only the dim glow of flickering torches as you and Thorn stand surrounded by opulent yet ominous wealth. Thorn's eyes search for reassurance, for a path forward now obscured, though the guidance of the divine sight is gone. The bond between you and your companion remains a steadfast beacon against the encroaching darkness. Together, equipped with the spoils of your audacious venture, what steps will you take to uncover the mysteries ahead, Wolfius? Craft your plan, for the temple's secrets cling covetously to their veils.
We continue our way through the temple, slaying any foe that gets in our way, allowing Thorn to unleash his barbaric rage, and for me to quench my bloodthirst with my teeth and claws.
Determination and primal fury coalesce as you and Thorn press forward, a whirlwind of steel and ferocity. The temple echoes with the aftermath of your relentless assault, foes falling beneath Thorn's cleaver and your predatory might. Each chamber unveils new adversaries, but united in purpose, you carve a path through them, reclaiming the temple from its dark dwellers. Rolling a d20 for combat prowess. Rolls a 16. The once menacing halls gradually yield to your might. With battles won, whispering secrets weave through the silence. What revelations or treasures, Wolfius, shall you seek amidst the temple's fading resistance?
As we continue to make our way through the dungeon, I feel a very deep, dark presence getting stronger the further we go through, as if it is the whatever the evil of this temple is.
The oppressive weight of malevolence thickens, tendrils of darkness threading through the very air. Each step forward resonates with the promise of an ancient evil awaiting your arrival. Unease grips you even as the thrill of confrontation beckons. Thorn by your side steels himself against the encroaching gloom, his resolve unwavering. The sinister presence seems to emanate from a chamber deep within, pulsating with vile power. How shall you prepare to face this entity, Wolfius? In the heart of darkness, destiny demands your courage and cunning. The choice is yours as the final confrontation looms.
As we make our way towards the enemy's chamber, Thorn calls out to me and says that he found another chest, a quite big one, and as I turn to look at him at the chest, I immediately notice something wrong with it, and right before I can tell him to stop, don't open it, he does, and out pops a mimic.
Thorn's eagerness gives way to horror as the mimic lashes out, its monstrous form snapping into existence, jaws wide with malevolent hunger. The air fills with the grotesque screech of the foul creature echoing through the chamber. In this precarious moment, your instincts flare to life, ready to combat the abomination that seeks to claim you both as its meal. Rolling a d20 to assess the mimic's attack, rolls a 14. The mimic lunges, but Thorn's speed spares him its grasp. As you both ready your counter-assault, what strategy will you employ, Wolfius, to vanquish this deceitful foe? Strike with swift resolve. The mimic's treachery shall not endure.
I decide to strike from a distance using my lightning strike.
Summoning the elemental fury within, you channel the tempest through your staff aimed directly at the treacherous mimic. Lightning crackles and arcs towards the vile creature, illuminating the chamber with its brilliance. Rolling a d20 for your spell attack, rolls an 18.
Ooh, not bad.
The bolt strikes true, coursing through the mimic's aberrant flesh, sending it writhing with agony. Its amorphous form sizzles and convulses, yet the fight remains fierce. With the mimic wounded, but still in battle, how will you and Thorn exploit this opening to ensure victory, Wolfius? Seize this moment as the fight rages on.
As I'm shocking and electrocuting it, I tell Thorn to charge at it and stab it with his cleaver. Guess you can't really stab with a cleaver, but whatever.
Thorn, emboldened by your command and the searing lightning, surges forward with his cleaver poised to deliver a decisive blow. His battle cry reverberates against the chamber walls as he charges the thrashing mimic. Rolling a d20 for Thorn's attack. Rolls a 19.
Hey, not
With
bad.
unyielding force, Thorn drives his cleaver into the mimic's writhing mass, a spray of ichor marking the creature's demise. The mimic's form collapses, lifeless, its treacherous facade shattered. United in victory, what shall be your next course, Wolfius? The heart of the temple and the essence of its malevolence still await your reckoning.
I decide to look into the corpse of the mimic to see if anything had anything worth taking, and I happen to notice the very artifact that Glorbo needed.
Amidst the mimic's grotesque remains glimmers an unexpected prize, the artifact coveted by Glorbo. Its intricate design pulses with ancient energy, whispering promises of power and untold secrets. The artifact's presence amidst the mimic's treacherous deception speaks to its significance within the temple's dark tapestry. Though the heart of darkness may still lie ahead, the acquisition of this artifact symbolizes a hard-fought triumph. Wolfius, with the artifact in hand, how will you proceed? Will you delve further into the depths or make preparations to return with your newfound treasure? The path forward is yours to choose.
Relieved that I found the artifact that I can pay Glorbo back so I do not welch on my debt, we proceed into the evil's chamber, noticing the evil within happens to be not just one but two necromancer twins.
The twin necromancers stand in malevolent symmetry, their presence suffusing the chamber with palpable darkness. Arcane symbols dance within their eyes, every movement a calculated threat designed to ensnare and destroy. Their laughter, a chilling symphony of despair, resonates through the chamber as they anticipate the power your defeat could provide. With Thorn by your side, the confrontation with these sinister siblings promises to be a battle of wits and might. How will you, Wolfius, engage these masters of necromancy as the final confrontation begins? Let your strategy unfold, for the fate of the adventure hangs in the balance.
I look at the twins and taunt them and tell them that they are nothing and that we are going to end their evil reign. And Thorn and I both try to attack them immediately.
Your words slice through the heavy air, challenging the necromancer twins and igniting the fires of defiance within you and Thorn. Together you launch your assault, a storm of power and fury, aimed at quelling their dark ambitions. Rolling a D20 for your combined attack, rolls a 17. Your attacks burst forth, a spell of searing light from you and the relentless force of Thorn's cleaver, aiming to overwhelm the twins. The necromancers stagger, their dark defenses strained under the sudden assault. As they reel from your onslaught, what will be your next move, Wolfius? The battle hangs on a knife's edge.
As I go and try to make the deciding finishing blow with my claws to one of the twins, they both smirk and laugh at us, blowing us further back into the chamber with a forceful blast. And then all of a sudden, summon an army of undead horde of monsters.
The blast reverberates through the chamber, hurling you and Thorn back as the twins' mocking laughter fills the air. Their dark magic takes shape, conjuring a horde of shambling undead, eyes aglow with eerie malice. The undead menace, a legion raised to shield their masters, advances relentlessly. Rolling a d20 for their summoning success. Rolls an 18. The chamber swarms with the undead, a tide of relentless foes seeking to overwhelm you both. Stand ready, Wolfius, with strategy and steel. How shall you and Thorn confront this swarming tide of darkness as the necromancers revel in their wicked power?
I tell Thorn to unleash his fury and tell him to take the left side of the chamber while I take the right side with my teeth and claws, as we are almost getting overwhelmed by these demons.
With renewed determination, Thorn rallies to your call, unleashing the raw power of his barbarian rage. Together, you charge into the fray, standing resolute against the encroaching darkness on either side, rolling a d20 for your combat tenacity. Rolls a 16. Your primal strikes scatter undead foes, cleaving and tearing through the demonic mass. A path is carved through the oppressive horde, your combined might an unyielding force amid the chaos. Though the undead press ever forward, how shall you and Thorn press your advantage, Wolfius? The tide of battle sways under your relentless assault.
As we keep noticing that the twins summon more and more undead to add to the horde, I realize that our defeat could be imminent. So I tell Thorn to go and take cover behind the pillars, and I use that fireball orb that Glorbo sold to me to its fullest extent.
With the realization of impending doom pressing heavily, you and Thorn retreat to the shelter of the ancient pillars. The fireball orb, a desperate gambit, pulses with volatile power in your grasp. With grim resolve, you hurl the orb into the heart of the undead horde, an inferno poised to ignite and consume. Rolling a d20 for the fireball's effectiveness. Rolls a 20.
Yes!
A critical strike. The chamber erupts in a maelstrom of flame, an explosive cascade that engulfs the necromancers and their minions. The blaze scorches the undead, reducing them to ash, while the necromancers' shrieks of pain echo in their fiery undoing. As silence follows the infernal cacophony...
Did we get him?
What shall be your next act, Wolfius? Victory lies within your grasp. The temple's evil quelled in this deadly gambit.
As I see that the necromancers are writhing in pain, with my quick thinking, I teleport straight to them and claw both of their throats immediately.
In an instant, you harness your arcane prowess to teleport directly to the writhing necromancers. Their screams of agony are cut short as your claws find their mark, rending through flesh with lethal precision. Rolling a d20 for your swift execution. Rolls a 19. The necromancers gasp and falter, their dark magic dissipating as life slips away. The chamber's oppressive aura fades, leaving only the echoes of your triumph. With the temple's wicked heart silenced, what path will you forge next, Wolfius? The legacy of your victory remains yours to write in this unraveling tale.
With a sighing relief, and a guttural growl. I thank Thorn so much for showing me this dungeon, and I'm also relieved that we were able to take down these twins, because not only did we come into this temple for loot, but I came in here for revenge.
As the echoes of the battle fade, the weight of victory and vengeance settles upon you. The chamber, once a bastion of malevolence, now stands purified by your resolve and Thorn's indomitable strength. Thorn, a steadfast companion, receives your gratitude with a nod, acknowledging the bond forged in fire and fury. The twins, your quarry, lie vanquished, their dark legacy extinguished. With the artifact in hand and justice served, what final actions shall you and Thorn take within this hallowed ruin, Wolfius? The temple's departure beckons, its secrets unraveled.
With an at-ease heart, I tell Thorn to gather close to me, so that way we may teleport back to town, so that way we may deliver this item back to Glorbo for payment.
With the temple's dark chapter concluded, you draw upon your arcane strength to channel the magic of teleportation. Thorn, weary yet victorious, joins you, standing ready for the journey ahead. The chamber's heavy silence yields to the familiar, comforting pull of teleportation magic, guiding you both through the ether towards home. Rolling AD 20 for successful teleportation. Rolls a 17.
Okay.
The world blurs and shifts, depositing you safely back in the heart of town. Relieved and triumphant, your thoughts turn to Glorbo and the fulfillment of your debt. With the artifact secure, how shall you proceed to conclude your adventure, Wolfius?
We then walk over to Glorbo's shop to personally deliver the item to him and thank him for the items that he gave us, because the orb saved us in a pinch.
The familiar bustle of the town greets you as you make your way to Glorbo's shop, the cherished artifact safely in your possession. Within, the enigmatic Glorbo awaits, his curiosity piqued by your arrival. Handing over the artifact, you recount the tale of your journey, the perilous encounters, and the fortunate utility of the fireball orb, expressing your gratitude for its life-saving role. Glorbo, with a knowing smile, nods in appreciation, his eyes gleaming with the satisfaction of a transaction completed and a debt settled. What final words or deeds will you share with Glorbo, Wolfius, as this chapter draws to a close?
As I thank him for everything, and then also give him some gold that I found within the temple, we make our way back to the alehouse. But as we do, I look to Thorn and tell him, thank you for being with me. I do need to depart for a while, but I will see him again.
With Glorbo's gratitude secured and the weight of debt lifted, you and Thorn share a quiet moment of camaraderie, the bond of shared trials unspoken yet understood. As you linger outside the alehouse, the camaraderie of its warmth and revelry calls, yet a deeper journey beckons you alone. Your words to Thorn are parting but not farewell, a promise to return and fight alongside him once more. Thorn nods, respect and understanding in his eyes. As you set forth on your new path, what reflection or resolve will guide you, Wolfius, in the coming days apart from your steadfast ally?
And this is where we draw to an end. You see me walking into the sunset with my robes in the wind. Very cliche.
As the sun dips below the horizon, the skies awash in hues of amber and crimson. You walk alone, your robes trailing like whispers of past and future entwined. The town fades behind, a silhouette of memories as you stride into the unknown. The adventure's echoes linger, a tapestry woven of trials, triumphs, and the bonds forged in life's crucible. With steps guided by purpose and heart buoyed by resolve, the path unravels before you, Wolfius. Beyond the sunset lies a new horizon, and with it, your next chapter. The tale pauses, not ends, and the story awaits.